Hey people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're well and in good health. Okay, right now we're on the FT Advisor article here. So let's check it out. It's discussing the US economy and why it's proving so resilient. Let's dive in. So, the structure of the US consumer economy has been the key reason the country has avoided a significant economic downturn despite the sharp rise in interest rates, according to Zurich's head of macroeconomics. Right? So Guy Miller said it's very unusual to get interest rates rising by 525 base points, that's 5.25%, without an accident happening in the economy. This is especially true because the US is very exposed to the consumer. Around 70% of GDP is consumption based. So I am surprised how resilient the US consumer has been. There have been interest rate hikes, but nothing seems to have happened. He says the key to understanding this resilience is that both consumers and corporate entities in the US were able to lock in very low interest rates on their mortgages and corporate debt, and so have been immune from rate rises, meaning some of the debt that these entities had previously was fixed rather than variable, so therefore they probably had lower rates, for a while, and then they haven't been affected as much by the increase in rates. But once those contracts or deals have, run through their course, then they may have to renegotiate or get fresh debt, which is on higher terms and higher interest rates. Miller said even though some of the repayment costs have risen, they have only really gone back to 2019 levels at the same time. Wage growth has been there. Household earnings have risen in nominal terms as well. Similar to the UK wage growth, as we have been seeing wages rise and wage growth is happening right now. He believes there have been unusual side effects of the situation. The cheap fixed rate mortgages people have, those are tied to the property, not to the individual. So no one wants to move house, no one can afford to really, because if they do, then they would have to pay much higher interest on a new mortgage. So the housing market has ground almost to a halt, which is pretty much what I just said in terms of the rates. And in the corporate world, they turned out their loans as far as they could. The corporate bond market this summer had very little issuance. The summer is always quiet for bond issuance, but this summer was exceptionally quiet. His view is that consumers and companies are keeping their powder dry for now in anticipation that rates will be cut in the coming months, making it cheaper to either refinance existing debt or take on new debt. Obviously, that remains to be seen. If rates are cut within that time frame, it may lead to a soft landing for the US economy, whereby inflation falls to normal levels without a recession. In comparison to that, we're looking at inflation sticking around until late 2024 here across the sea in the United Kingdom. But Miller is skeptical this will happen. He says investors should look at emerging market economies such as Brazil, which raised interest rates around a year prior to the US and then, after rates peaked, waited another year before cutting. He believes a similar timeline could be afoot in the US, with rates staying higher for longer than in presently expected by the market and many consumers. And in such a scenario, he compares the US economy to the cartoon character Wile E. Coyote, who frequently runs off a cliff but doesn't fall immediately. So you can see there that there is some resilience within the US economy. Obviously, we have to wait and see how things go in terms of when debt is, renegotiated, when terms end. If interest rates keep going, then obviously the cost of borrowing is going to increase. And now if they cut, that'll be better for the economy and those who are obtaining debt and so on. Okay, people, please do like, share, subscribe, comment below. Let us know what you think about the US economy or your own local economy where you are. If you've got any advice or any tips, and don't forget to subscribe. You can also join the channel, support the channel, and keep up to date with all the latest. Catch you in the next one.